Why did I forget that? I didn't forget that. Oh, you mean like Connolly? Yeah, but that's because I have an alt-left bias. So maybe I wanted to forget that he was right-handed naturally. Yeah, you know, it's funny, his mentor Moya is a natural lefty who plays righty. Is that interesting? Sharapova was a lefty at once upon a time. Yeah, she was.
Besides trying to learn how to coach lefties, have deficits of righty coaches, or maybe like Tony Trigger, I don't know. Is there ways, this is helpful, right? But it'd be better on higher levels to have that kind of looking glass. Can we all learn?
I think righties can learn to teach lefties. Absolutely they can. I think they can because they study them more. Righties study lefties more than lefty. You know, it's kind of, there's this empathy thing. The righty has to study the lefty because there are fewer lefties around, so they have to figure it out. Absolutely. And actually, I'm going to talk shortly about how you help your righty students versus lefties also. Any more questions, or should I just continue? Okay. So now we come to the question about the lefty in doubles. What does the lefty do in doubles? The old school, as a lot of people here know, was that the lefty, the sledgehammers and the stilettos, because the two-hander didn't exist, they played the ad court. They had the forehand, and then the sledgehammer hit the hack backhand, and that was that. Oh, and by the way, to add to the stiletto, what dimensionalized the stiletto, when Rod Laver was growing up, his coach said to him, if you want to be number one in the world, you better have a topspin backhand. And Rod Laver studied Don Budge, the great player, and he learned to hit a topspin backhand, and that was a game changer. That suddenly opened up the window. Wow, lefty with a topspin backhand. And other lefties have since followed, like McEnroe and Navratilova. And I'm not saying they hit the topspin backhand like Thomas Muster or Stan Wawrinka, but they learned to hit an effective passing shot, and that opened the door for lefties more. But now, as far as doubles goes, maybe the two-handed transitionals and the conquistadors are better than the deuce court. You look at Bob Bryant, the deuce court, you look at forehands and overheads down the middle, and there's a lot of dialogue around this. I mean, I think for a long time it was just orthodoxy that kept the lefty in the ad court, and now there's a lot of discussion about that. I do think so. There's a lot of discussion about should the lefty play. If the lefty can play the deuce court, as long as he can make a return here, and the two-handed traditionals absolutely can, because they've got the two-handed backhand, and the two-handed backhand can return cross court that way. So the other thing with the lefty in doubles is that the lefty is always a good asset to a team because of the serve. Because who wants to return a righty serve and lefty serve? But what I always say is, what I always say to my partners as a lefty is, be ready. You will get pop-ups. So I think if you're teaching your lefties or your righties, let's say you're teaching a righty and you say, my partner is a lefty, you say, you better be ready to get engaged at the net, because you will have looks. And you better be ready to make some proper volleys, because your lefty partner is going to give you those opportunities. The other thing with the lefty is the body serve, which is very popular in doubles. Lefty may not always like that. The lefty won't always hit that. The lefty's going to say in the ad court, no, I'm going to go with the girl who brought me to dance. That's my serve. I'm going to hit that. And that's a tough serve to deal with the return, is the wide ad court serve. Another thing with lefties, so you have the lefty playing the deuce court, and here's the lefty with the forehand. The righty, who's been used to playing with righties, tends to want to come over here and hit things. And when I play with a righty forehand, I would say, get your butt over there. Stay out of there. You got a forehand here. So there's a lot of, and of course I've had like about 3 mid-court collisions with partners over the years, because it's going to happen. So there's a lot of choreography. And so the teaching thing though, and it's funny, I learned this, I was talking to people about Rod Laver as a doubles player. Rod Laver, oddly enough, though he won 9 Grand Slam doubles titles, wasn't that great a doubles player. He's more of a shot maker. And the lefty, when they're playing doubles, might have to learn to be a little bit more meat and potatoes. A little bit more straightforward, hit things down the middle, kind of put down a little bit of that shot-making impulse, a little bit down that impulse to kind of like terminate the point. So the lefty has to be a little bit more sedate. I think one of the things that makes McEnroe a great doubles player isn't that he makes winners, especially he just constantly hits smart placements, smart shots, good returns, low returns. So it's a little more, you got to make them a little simple. Dealing with lefties. How do you teach your students how to deal with lefties? Your righty
outlets, including Tennis Magazine, Tennis Week, CBS, HBO, and Tennis Channel. With Tennis Channel, Joel has worked as a writer and researcher at third gate of the last 40 Grand Slam events, as well as working on the network's many documentary and feature projects. Joel's first book, Jimmy Connors Saved My Life, was published in 2004. In 2016, he was named an historian at large for the International Tennis Hall of Fame. His second book, Don't Bet on It, just came out this week. A member of the historic Berkeley Tennis Club, Joel is a 4-5 player who prides himself on a playing style he calls cumulative annoyance. Here's Joel Drucker.
Excuse me. Okay. That's great. Chris, do you mind holding the racket?